Prayer has various benefits for the redeemed. Just as the issues of life vary, so also does prayer address the various needs of man.
Welcome to a Grace Digital production.
Number 1. Angelic Intervention. Our prayers provoke angelic intervention. During the time Peter was held up in the prison and awaited death, the saints prayed for him continually, and as a result of their prayers, God sent an angel to rescue Peter. Acts 12 verses 1 to 8 and 11 tells us, Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto God for him. And when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, and bound with 2 chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. And behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison, and he smote Peter on the side, and raised him up, saying, Arise up quickly. And his chains fell off from his hands. And the angel said unto him, Gird thyself, and bind on thy sandals. And so he did. And he saith unto him, Cast thy garment about thee, and follow me. And when Peter was come to himself, he said, Now I know of a surety that the Lord hath sent his angel, and hath delivered me out of the hand of Herod, and from all the expectation of the people of the Jews. Angels are the security agents, and they excel in strength. Psalms 103 verse 20. Praise the Lord, you his angels, you mighty ones, who do his bidding, who obey his word. Angels are there to ward off all evils and plagues from us. They are God's rescue corps. Their job is to intervene during trouble and rescue the redeemed. Angels also ensure that only God's will is established in the life of the redeemed. During the time Jesus was arrested before his crucifixion, Peter brought out his sword and cut off a man's ear. Jesus stopped Peter from doing more harm and then said to him in Matthew 26 verses 52 to 53, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all thy that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? Assistance from heaven is available to us for every area of our needs when we call upon God in prayers. Number 2. Prayer helps to locate the path of life. Psalm 16 verse 11 says, Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. Divine direction is our right as the redeemed. We just have to partake in it. There are great pleasures and joy when we discover a path and we're no longer aimless. We have to go to our Father in heaven to find the ultimate goal for our lives. Psalms 23 verses 1 and 5 tell us, The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. We become outstanding when God takes control of the leadership of our lives. Some are not cut out for the teaching or fitness industry, yet they chose that field and are frustrated in it, as they only struggle for survival in those fields. There remains a field for them to actually shine. They only have to discover what that path is. Many have searched for their path by doing what seems reasonable to their peers. However, this process is too risky. God is committed to leading us on the path that He ordained for us, even before we were born. This is clear in Jeremiah 1, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, I am the Lord thy God, which teacheth thee to profit, which leadeth thee by the way that thou shouldest go. Isaiah 48, verse 17. Matthew 7, verse 7 says, but asking in prayer is your access to His leading. Ask, and it shall be given to you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. When we come before God and ask, He's committed to answering. God knows that without Him, your destiny is not secured. However, until we ask Him, we will only keep guessing. It will be much wiser for us to work with a map that is accurate. The wrong step can cause you to waste 10 years or even more of your life. John 21, verse 3 to 8 says, cast your net on the right side of the ship, and ye shall find. They did, and were not able to draw in the net, for the multitude of fishes. These directions can be obtained from prayers of inquiry. Ask, seek, knock. Matthew 7, verse 7. If it seems that you're not making a headway, ask, O Lord, Lord, where is the right side of this venture? James 1 verse 5 says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. We can receive liberally if we ask, as God is committed to us. Ask God as many questions as you need. If you need clarity in any area of your life, seek it from Him. We see David doing this in his prayer of inquiry. In 2 Samuel chapter 5 verses 18 to 20 and verses 22 to 27. The Philistines also came and spread themselves in the valley of Rephaim, and David inquired of the Lord, saying, shall I go up to the Philistines? Wilt thou deliver them into mine hand? And the Lord said unto David, go up, for I will doubtless deliver the Philistines into thine hand. And David came to Baal-perazim, and David smote them there, and said, the Lord hath broken forth upon mine enemies before me, as the breach of waters. Therefore he called the name of that place Baal-perazim. And the Philistines came up yet again, and spread themselves in the valley of Rephaim. And when David inquired of the Lord, he said, thou shalt not go up, but fetch a compass behind them, and then come upon them over and against the mulberry trees. And let it be when thou hearest the sound of the going of the tops of the mulberry trees, that then thou shalt bestir thyself, for then shall the Lord go before thee, to smite the host of the Philistines, And David did so, as the Lord had commanded him, and smote the Philistines from Geba until thou come to Gaza. And the Philistines came up yet again, and spread themselves in the valley of Rephaim. And when David inquired of the Lord, he said, Thou shalt not go up, but fetch a compass behind them, and come upon them over against the mulberry trees. And let it be when thou hearest the sound of the going in the tops of the mulberry trees, that then thou shalt bestir thyself. For then shall the Lord go out before thee, to smite the host of the Philistines. And David did so, as the Lord had commanded him, and he smote the Philistines from Geba until thou come to Gaza. If you want a breakthrough, make inquiries from God in prayer. Before you take that major step, ask God in prayer. Remember, you have to face these challenges. You can't relax and wish these problems away. You don't have to be average or accept the status quo. Push through with prayer, and I see you becoming a victor too. Jeremiah 33 verse 3 says, Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. Number 3. Prayer provokes help from above. Hebrews 4 verse 16 says, Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. If we do not receive help from above, we will remain helpless on the earth. The evil one is out against the children of God. The wickedness on earth is intense. However, we have help from higher to overcome all wickedness. We receive this help through our prayers. Psalm 127 verse 1 says, Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. Having therefore obtained help of God, I continue unto this day, witnessing both to small and great, saying none other things than those which the prophets and Moses did say should come. Acts 26 verse 22. Having therefore obtained help of God, I continue unto this day, witnessing both to small and great, saying none other things than those which the prophets and Moses did say should come. The psalmist, a great man of war, who also never lost any battle, knew this. In Psalm 60, verse 11 to 12, he prays, Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Through God we shall do valiantly, for it is he that shall tread down our enemies. Prayer is more than just telling God about your needs. He is already aware of them. This is clearly evident in Matthew 6 verse 32. Prayer involves getting God to intervene in your circumstances based on His word. You require God to overcome the evil one. When God becomes our source of help, we enjoy ceaseless breakthroughs and we stand amongst others. God is committed to sending us help from above when we call on Him. He gives us this assurance in the Word. Isaiah 41 verse 10 to 13 tells us, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them, and shalt not find them. Even them that contended with thee, they that war against thee, shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught. For I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee." The psalmist also said in Psalm 56 verse 9, "When I cry unto thee, then shall mine enemies turn back. This I know, for God is for me.